It's the 27th day of September 2023. Welcome to the morning bulletin here on GH1 TV. My name is Obed Gaglo. Top stories for this morning. Governing MPP rubbishes claim of now resigned flag bearer aspirant Alan Tremantin that the party has been hijacked by some individuals.
The leadership of the party equally disagrees with the assertion made by Mr. Tremantin in page 8 of his resignation address that the party has been hijacked by a selected group of party leaders and elders and government appointees behind the curtain power brokers.
Also ahead, family of murdered 60-year-old woman in Janga demand justice as police begin manhunt for suspects. We have details of these and many other stories coming up shortly. Do stay with us. Grateful for your time this morning. Now, to our first story. A 60-year-old woman, Pomwa Musa, was on Sunday evening murdered over witchcraft allegation in Janga, a community in the northeast region. Despite the woman having been laid to rest on Monday, in Waliwali, the family are calling on the police to speed up the investigations to bring justice. However, the police command has ordered a manhunt for Habib Sumani, also known as Abila, in connection with the murder of Madam Poena Musa on Sunday, 24 September 2023, over witchcraft allegation.
We were just inside the room when the guy came. The first time when he came, he gave us a warning shot when we were lying inside the room. So he came inside and dragged her out to the entrance of the house and shot her. So after that, he was coming back to pick the slippers. He left the slippers inside the house and he was coming back to pick the slippers. And the brother said they should leave the slippers and go. So he came with the brother. The brother was outside and he came inside. The senior brother. The senior brother is Sumani Fatal. And the one who shot the gun, he is Sumani Abila. The name is Sumani Abila. As to the Nasia Obed, he didn't go to Nasia. He branched to this side. That's Takoka. They said Takoka that they saw him. When he came, he said my mother. He said my mother is witching the father. That's why he killed my mother. That my mother is witching the father. So because of that, he will not be there, and my mother is witching the father. So because of that, he killed my mother.
Now, the National Security Minister Albert Kandapa has sued the convener for the Fix the Country movement, Oliver Barker-Vormawor, for defamation, demanding the sum of 10 million cedis, I beg your pardon, as damages. The minister is also seeking a retraction of the words, an apology, and a perpetual injunction restraining the defendants from repeating the said defamation words against him. The action comes after Barker-Vormawor alleged that the National Security Minister, the Finance Minister, and Brigadier General tried to bribe members of the Face the Country $1 million in order to stop their activism, unquote. Let's do some politics, as the New Patriotic Party has expressed disappointment in the mood in which former Trade Minister and flag bearer aspirant Alan Tremantin exited from the party without prior notice to the leadership. According to General Secretary of the MPP, Justin Frimpong Kodia, the decision to announce his resignation via press conference without going through recourse to the party is appalling.
as the party was coming to terms with the demise of one of our illustrious sons, we were hit with news about the resignation of Mr. Alan Kojo-Kyerematen through a press conference he organized yesterday. The disappointing part is the mode in which he decided to resign from the party, which was through a press conference without prior notice to the party. The party wants to believe that by his decision to hold a press conference to resign without first informing the leadership of the party suggests that he made a premeditated and irrevocable decision to resign from the party. It needs emphasizing that when the national chairman visited him on behalf of the party after the August 26 Special Electoral College, in an attempt to bring all the 10 aspirants together, he did not portray any sign of resigning from the party, let alone going independent.
Still in the New Patriotic Party, the party has urged members not to be distracted and remain united by the resignation of Mr. Alan Kyerematen to contest as an independent candidate in the 2024 elections. General Secretary of the party, Justin Frimpong Kodia, who addressed a press conference, charged members to remain resilient and united to achieve the Breaking the Eight agenda in the 2024 general elections.
Into the 2024 general elections, the party, your party, our party has a message. And we use this opportunity to commend Mr. Kyerematen for admitting the good work the government has done under his then ministry. The party further urges all sector ministers and other government appointees to also start propagating the unprecedented achievement of the government in their respective sectors, just as Mr. Kyerematen has done. We also commend the party's rank and file for remaining steadfast and openly rallying behind the party. Indeed, this is the true spirit of the New Patriotic Party, and I'm proud to be a member of the party. To all party faithfuls who were hitherto supporting Mr. Kyerematen by virtue of his membership in the party, though it is disappointing and distressing, we urge you to continue supporting the party in our quest to break the eight.
Justin Frimpong Kodia also rubbish claims by former flag bearer Opfo Alan Kyerematen that the party has been hijacked by some selected few. The former trade minister, who resigned from the MPP to contest the 2024 elections as an independent presidential candidate, also accused the party of skewing the process in favor of one candidate and intimidation of his supporters during the Superdelegate Conference in August 26, 2023. But addressing the press conference, Justin Frimpong Kodia disputed Alan Kyerematen's assertion, indicating that the party has provided a level playing field for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, the leadership of the party equally disagrees with the assertion made by Mr. Kyerematen in page 8 of his resignation address that the party has been hijacked by a selected group of party leaders and elders and government appointees behind the curtain power brokers. Guided by the facts and data, the leadership of the party disagree entirely with this assertion. Historically, the selection of flag bearers for political parties in Ghana had been the preserve of a privileged few until the New Patriotic Party took the bold decision to decentralize the process by expanding its electoral college to enfranchise some 106,590 delegates in 2010. Currently, about 200,000 delegates will be voting to select the party's next flag bearer relative to the estimated 1,998 who did same in 1992. Clearly, the quantum leap to 200,000 delegates in 2023 underscores the decentralization of power to all party stakeholders and defeat the assertion that the party has been hijacked by a privileged few.
Now, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has expressed concerns over reported cases of registration of minors in the ongoing voter registration exercise. Addressing registration officials during a tour of selected registration centers, the Vice President argued that registering minors is not only criminal but also endangers the future of the minor. The Vice President commenced the tour of registration centers in the Greater Accra region at the former headquarters of the Electoral Commission, which now serves as the Greater Accra Regional Office of the elections organizing body. The facility also houses 5 constituencies in the region. His visit aims to encourage civic responsibility and emphasize the importance of the voter registration exercise among potential voters. In an interaction with registration officials during the visit, the Vice President expressed satisfaction with the progress of the registration exercise and encouraged Ghanaians to see the exercise as a civil responsibility. He, however, expressed concerns about reported cases of minors being registered in some areas, a situation he describes as criminal if not checked.
Had reports also that there have been attempts in many places to register minors. This is very important. It's not only criminal to do so, but you are endangering the future of these minors when you register them at this stage. They will enter into our record books at a particular age. When they come to retirement, they will be retired at a very early age, relatively, and you would have destroyed their future for them.
Addressing the church crowd, the flag bearer hopeful of the MPP expressed gratitude to the teaming supporters and asked them to remain united.
As far as the registration for voting for the 2024 election is concerned, as well as the district elections that are coming up, I think what I am seeing here today gives me a lot of comfort. I am very happy with what I am seeing, and I know that it is possible.
A parliamentary candidate aspirant of the New Patriotic Party in the Klote-Korle constituency, Valentino Ninoy Norte, has encouraged constituents to take keen interest in the ongoing voter registration exercise. Speaking during a visit of the registration center in the constituency, the parliamentary candidate aspirant said he is confident of emerging as the winner in the upcoming primaries to represent the MPP in the 2024 general elections. The parliamentary candidate hopeful visited the registration center to interact with registrants and assess the progress of the limited registration exercise. The strategic move, according to Ninoy, forms part of his efforts to engage with constituents and encourage voter registration ahead of the upcoming elections.
I think so far so good. It's moving smoothly. I think what we are seeing now, when it started, there were a lot of people, and then the process was a bit mad because there were a lot of people. But right now, it's moving faster because I think most people have already registered. We just have a few people in the queue. The EC is even asking us to go out and advocate for a lot of people to come and register.
Ninoy also expressed confidence in winning the upcoming primaries in the Klote-Korle constituency and also asked the constituents to remain united.
I'll say it's all in the good interest of the party. We are all working hard to rescue the seats from the NDC in this constituency. So I'll just say what we need is a united front in this constituency. We'll definitely go for primaries. Whoever emerges winner, we are all going to support the person. But I can assure you, 555 million% I'll emerge winner.
Speaking to the news team, youth organizer of the MPP in the Klote-Korle constituency applauded the visit of the parliamentary candidate hopeful and called on other aspirants to emulate the gesture.
He came in to assess everything that is going on here, and also he gave everybody, about 300 people, food packs, because he realized that people have been here since morning and did not eat it. Also, he provided transport for all the aspirants and all the delegates. I believe if all the other aspirants are replicating these things, at least to go a long way in helping the constituency get back on its feet.
The Accra Metropolitan Environmental Health Officer, Florence Kuchi, has bemoaned the lack of logistics for the sector. According to her, the situation is adversely hampering operations of the unit as successive governments have failed to make adequate budgetary allocations to finance their daily activities.
Environment-related diseases continue to be major reasons for seeking medical care at outpatient departments of hospitals across the country. This continues to be a major drain on the country's weak economy to the high expenditure on such diseases and loss of productivity through lost person hours. It is for this reason that the Environmental Health and Sanitation Unit of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly wants the government to prioritize and resource such offices and environment health workers to deal with the situation. Speaking at an event to commemorate this year's World Environment Day, the Metro Environmental Health Officer for the AMA, Florence Kuchi, said prioritizing the sector will help reduce the pressure on health facilities due to preventable diseases.
If you want to prioritize preventive medicine, is the environmental health officer. Just as I said earlier on, the Bible made us to understand that prevention is better than cure. So if environmental officers are being resourced to do our work, to educate, go to the field and do whatever we are supposed to do, all the preventive diseases that people go to the hospital with, for instance, typhoid fever, cholera, diarrhea, malaria, and all those things, will be a thing of the past.
An environmental activist, Esther Dwamena, who chaired the event, urged Ghanaians to engage in good environmental practices to reduce flooding.
Anytime it rains, as we know, even recently, the whole place gets flooded, and a lot of the time is because we have choked gutters, which is also coming from the poor waste systems or how people are disposing waste. So this program is emphasizing the fact that we all have to be involved, educating people. The keynotes address indicated that we have to collaborate, we have to educate people, we have to think of sustainability, include everybody. Yes, so I think we are just in the right direction.
On her part, the Chief Director of the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council, Lillian Baker, commended the efforts by environmental health officials to deal with the challenges confronting the sector.
We must acknowledge that the choices we make today will shape the world we live for future generations. Distinguished guests, today we stand here not only to recognize their dedication and sacrifice, but also to present them with COVID-19 honor certificates which have been signed by His Excellency the President Nana Akufo-Addo.
This year's theme for the World Environmental Day is Global Environmental Public Health, standing up to protect everyone's health each and every day.
Ghana's Speaker of Parliament, Alban Suman Kingsford Bagbin, has urged student leaders in the Danodi Kalio district to see themselves as leaders they are, rather than seeing themselves as future leaders. The participants were drawn from JHS, SHS and NVTI and tertiary institutions within the district and the Simondin Diop Dombo University for Business and Integrated Development Studies in Wa.
Addressing a day's seminar at the McCoy Training College in Nadoli on the theme, Grooming the Current Youth for Good Leadership and Service Excellence, Speaker Bagbin as a mirror, stakeholders from the Education Department, residents and about 250 leaders participated in the seminar to help improve the leadership quality of the students. Member of Parliament for Wa West Constituency, Peter Lanchene-Tobu, who was the speaker at the seminar, called on the participants to use their time judiciously and be prepared to face challenges.
I'm quite impressed, Madam Chairperson, that I got a name in this room that has inspired me a lot. I'm Balotwo. Nobody in this room can escape difficulty when you have to confront difficulty. So in leadership, you will face challenges, but you must endeavor to surmount the challenges to be able to become a great leader. Unbundled to nobody.
Right Honorable Obed Bagbin, while speaking at the seminar, encouraged the youth to see themselves as the leaders that they are and not think they are yet to lead. The speaker explained that the current conception of who a leader is misleading and must be reconsidered.
There are some key parameters, some traits, some principles, some characteristics that are common in all leaders. Unfortunately, because we, particularly in Africa, have been misled in many things, within the leader is somebody like me talking, not you seated here. But you are all leaders. All of you are leaders.
He used the opportunity to emphasize the rationale for the seminar while explaining the measures he took to avoid the disaster that occurred along the Solar Boli Road at Doli, where a bridge was cut off 2 weeks ago.
But earlier on written for money to release to the Minister of Roads and Highways, I was happy when I called the Minister of them at the bridge that is washed between Bole and Solar. Yes. And I said, you see, I've foreseen this and I've written that money is released for this thing to be done. Now, the whole country. These are all the challenges that you, the youth, will be facing in the future. And we need to build you up, really. We need to train a critical number of leaders in the country. Not managers alone, but leaders. People who can think and create. Not people who can emulate others.
Now, former Minister for Finance and Economic Planning, Seth Sekpe, is urging the Ghana Revenue Authority and the Ministry of Finance to embark on a sensitization drive aimed at promoting great awareness on the tax incentives available to Ghanaian businesses. According to him, this exercise will correct the impression in the public domain and ensure that Ghanaians are emboldened into becoming business owners. Seth Sekpe made this known when he was mentoring youth at the Hope Congregation of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana in the Sakumono district.
To promote DRA and the Ministry of Finance should promote and create awareness about tax incentives that are available to Ghanaian businesses which do not take, because the impression is that it's for foreigners. Our import tariffs, and some of them in the implementation, they protect a lot of production. If you take VAT, for example, unprocessed food produced in Ghana is there. There's no attract VAT. And again, I'm intrigued by the IT opportunities that were being given out there. I would say that young accountants, right? If you go to the US, the reason why their filing rate is high is because when it's time, all you have to do is to keep your pay slip, your receipts, your whatever, and there's always a small guy sitting there whose business is to use those ones to process your tax returns, and you get your refunds. We don't have that here. That's a challenge for young accountants. That's an area of private sector employment which we need to promote. Which GRA needs to, and GRA certifies, them. They are the tax practitioners.
A Chinese-owned water treatment plant operating as Spintex in Accra has been closed down by the Special Tax Investigation Task Force of the Ghana Revenue Authority for non-issuance of VAT receipts to its customers. The team, after conducting test purchases, also cited 10 other business owners operating in the Krowo and Tema East municipalities for various tax infractions and have been invited for auditing and investigations. There is more in the following report.
The Chinese-owned water treatment plant Chengdong GH, located in the Krowo municipality, was shut down by the GRA's VAT enforcement team due to a failure to provide records of VAT invoices, highlighting a critical violation of tax regulations. The enforcement team also visited 10 other businesses at Lashibi in the Tema East municipality. These businesses were found to engage in non-issuance of VAT receipts, selective issuance, or were not appropriately registered for VAT.
They refused to give us any information that we requested for. So we have sealed up the place. When they are ready to give us information, we'll gladly go back and open the place for them so that they can continue doing business with us. What we have done today is a combination of test patches and then compliance checks. And once you fall foul of the law, obviously it comes with some punishment.
As usual with the exercise, there was resistance from some business owners.
So okay, Jenny, for me, I don't know. Jenny, so do I know? I don't know your work. Let's leave and let's take our
because me, I buy my things. When I buy my things, I'm sure they charge me VAT. So I didn't think to say I needed to pay VAT. No. Okay, let me talk. That is how I talk.
However, Assistant Commissioner of the Accra Area Enforcement Unit at GRA, Joseph Annan, emphasized that the law would be enforced rigorously, even in the face of resistance from some business owners.
Like I've always repeated, Section 58 of the VAT Act prescribes the options that are available to us by way of punishment. And that is where the preemptive assessment comes in, so that it will form a basis for any future punishment, which will be multiples of the preemptive that we assess. And beyond that, we are inviting them to the office, and when they come to the office, the CID will take over.
Draw the curtains on this morning's bulletin. Thank you very much for being with us. My name is Obed King Gaglo. GHToday continues. Have a blessed day.